Hi, everyone. Today I'm going to read you a story called The Wave of Stars. As I've often said to you before, sometimes I choose my storybooks by the cover and the pictures because if they're beautiful, I want to know more. This was one of those stories. I also learned something which I'm going to share with you. This story is about what's called a moonbow. I think we've all heard of a rainbow, but I didn't know what a moonbow was until I read this story. So you'll find out in a minute. On the back cover of the book, it says, "Can a seal and a turtle ever become human?" Mimbi and Kipo thought that was only a legend. Let's see what they find out. A moonbow is a rarely occurring natural phenomenon. It may appear after a sudden storm in the night. Its beauty is otherworldly. So a rainbow has to do with light reflecting off of the sun, and a moonbow happens when light reflects off the moon. The octopus always told fascinating stories to the young ones. That night, he told them the legend of the moonbow. Mimbi the seal loved rainbows, but she'd never heard of a moonbow. What was it? Did it really exist? She's an awfully cute seal, isn't she? The octopus continued his tale. If a sea creature ever gazed upon a moonbow, they would be transformed into a human. This really scared everyone. One afternoon, Mimbi and Kipo were playing in the reef, and they didn't realize it started to get dark. Suddenly, dark clouds covered the sky, and a heavy rain began to fall. But soon the rain stopped, and the skies became clear again. And there, in the middle of the night sky, a moonbow appeared. It's beautiful, isn't it? Kipo remembered the legend that the octopus had told them. "Close your eyes, Mimbi, close your eyes," he shouted. It was too late. They had gazed upon the moonbow, and now their bodies were beginning to change. Mimbi and Kipo stared at each other in awe as their fins quickly transformed into hands. Mimbi became a little girl and Kipo a little boy. Now they needed air and had to quickly get to the surface. At last, they emerged and drew a deep breath. Their bodies felt different, heavier, and it was so difficult to swim without their fins. They had to find a place to rest. Mimbi and Kipo were exhausted. When they'd reached the shore, they started crying. "What happened to my fins?" asked Mimbi. "And what is all this strange hair I have now?" "Mimbi, I miss my shell. It was my home," said Kipo. Just then, a fisherman passed by. He saw the young children crying. "Who are you? I've never seen you in my village." "My name is William. What's yours?" William looks like a very kind man, doesn't he? "My name is Mimbi, and my friend's name is Kipo. I'm a seal, and he's a turtle." "So the legend is true," exclaimed William. "I did see a moonbow earlier tonight." "You know about the legend?" Kipo asked. "We want to go back to the way we were before. Do you know how we can do that?" The legend says that you can only go back to being sea creatures if you swim beneath a wave of stars. "A wave of stars? What's that?" Mimbi asked. "We'll try to find one tomorrow. Right now, You have to rest, William replied. That night, Mimbi and Kipo slept in a bed for the first time in their lives. The next day, Mimbi had fish for breakfast and Kipo had some leafy greens. In the afternoon, they played with William on the beach, although they still weren't quite sure how to use their arms and legs. Looks like they figured out how to throw a ball. That must be the first time they've ever done that. At night, they noticed something strange. There was a very special shine to the light tonight. Surely we will spot a wave of stars, William told them. His words gave Mimbi and Kipo hope. The three of them were wandering along the beach when Kipo suddenly shouted, "Look, the water is filled with light." "Quick, dive under the wave of stars," William encouraged them. As soon as they leapt beneath the wave, their bodies started to transform again. Mimbi and Kipo knew that their friends would be very worried about them. They'd been gone a long time. They waved goodbye to William and began swimming back home. When they returned to their corner of the ocean, their friends welcomed them with joy. Mimbi and Kipo were once again a seal and a turtle, and they were finally home. Look at all the wonderful sea creatures there to greet them. As time went on, they often returned to the beach to visit William. Many times, while playing together, they remembered that day, the day they were children. The end. What a beautiful story that was. Not only are the pictures beautiful, but the story was just so fun, and I'm really happy to learn about moonbows. I had no idea what they were, and now I do. And so do you. I hope you enjoyed this story. I'll be back to read to you very soon. In the meantime, I hope you have a great day. Bye, everyone.